Waltman 4 says, okay, Andre, your take on the Twitter files, part 1. Are
Right,
you aware
I
of
am
what this is?
assuming that this is I want to hear everyone's take, of course, but we can begin with mine since that was the question. So I take it that that part 1 was this revelation was hardly a revelation to anyone that Twitter actively censored the Hunter Biden story. And the takeaway from it was that both parties in America had access to Twitter, and Twitter did both of their bidding, but they did it more so for the Democrat side, to the point that in terms of like that they made up rules on the spot and did reinterpretations and what have you in order to find reasons to justify censoring the Hunter Biden story. I am not surprised, but I am disappointed that it is not getting more coverage than it's getting, because it's obvious election interference.
Well, is it? So,
Okay,
asking.
let's get the other way. Imagine if it had been Don Jr.'s.
Well, it actually does. There is more to it, Andre. They
But
also
let me ask the question, as because I've been staying out of it, and I try to follow this one rule: not my election, not my country. So there's lots of things I can worry about other than involving myself with American politics. But the one thing that I had a question about the Hunter Biden thing, and maybe you guys can enlighten me, is that did it tie in with his dad?
Yes, it did. It proves his dad to be corrupt.
So then that's the issue, not Hunter Biden being a left field item that the GOP just wanted to bring in to embarrass
the corrupt
Joe.
dealings with his father. It's more proof.
Okay, so there is a direct connection between Hunter and Joe.
Yes, that is the real issue.
So then that is election.
Imagine if you had Don Jr., who is talking about the deals that he's making with for something he is completely unqualified for, but it's important that the big guy gets his cut and everything.
Yeah, then that.
And if Twitter had censored that, would that be?
I had the impression that Hunter was just a wild card out on his own, and it was more of a Hillary email thing where
he's a wild card out on his own, serving for Burisma, which is the center part of a corruption.
See, you guys are doing exactly what the media wants you to do, because they are out there. All the people on the one side are going, "Oh, they're making a big deal out of dick pics."
No, I'm not saying that.
No. But let me finish here, because there's more to this than what Andre said. It has the Biden thing is only part of it. The other part is that they put out that people like James Woods were being censored. And they also put out that the amount of money each party spent towards social media influence.
All of this. So yeah.
And the amount of money that was put out there was 90% Democrat. And we're talking hundreds, if not close to millions of dollars here, because there was in the hundreds of thousands of dollars. And the side from the Republican side was just very, in fact, in 2022, they spent under $500 on social
Twitter?
media.
Oh, you mean
on Twitter? Yeah. Compared to the Democrats, like $200,000. Like the discrepancy is incredible.
Donald was able to get free publicity from everybody because he was living in the heads of everybody. And
but he was booted off of Twitter.
No, I get it. But I mean, his popularity on the mainstream media was huge because, as Les Moonves said, that they made more money on Trump than pretty much anybody else.
This is true, but there's a huge difference. There's a huge difference between covering and blowing up every single thing.
And I'm not
completely ignoring obvious proofs of collution and corruption, and that's what's
and this is why John Cusack blocked me.
I'm just asking the questions because I have no idea, and I thought it was
the proof is basically what this is like this is something that shows undisputed corruption on behalf of then presidential candidate.
Billy Carter, the drunk brother of the president. Remember him, Billy Carter? No one?
I do. Yeah.
Okay. No, so I thought it was more akin to that he was just a pariah off doing crap.
This is
That's
no
what the
Hillary
media
Clinton's
wants you to
brothers.
think, and that's what I was saying. Is like the media is trying to paint it like that, when it's
And
like this is going much deeper than that, and that's where John
Yeah, then
Cusack
that's
blocked
awful.
me. Yeah.
Yeah, if Joe is got his hand in the till, then that's bad.
Well, yeah, there's proof of that. Yes, that is what's being proved here.
Ah, okay.
And the mainstream media, they're trying to like act like it ain't no thing because they're just as complicit.
Well, they wanted him in power.
Yeah, and you even have journals that said, oh, they were very willing to ignore evidence of corruption, crime, because it was like a bigger picture right now from their point of view. As a
I'm more curious as to how did Hunter get so bent? Like, how did he get to be such a bent human being? I mean, he had everything in the world when he was growing up, right?
Well, you can be messed up anyway, and still you can have everything and still be messed up.
Well, the more we learn about the Biden family,
yeah.
Oh,
the more we learn about the Biden family, it makes the Trumps look normal. That's the hilarious part of this whole thing.
He did have
because I'm not even a Trump fan, to be honest with you.
Yeah, yeah. No, but
the more and more we go along, I'm just like
at the beginning with the death of his wife, and wasn't it? There was a car crash. Lost a son.
Yeah, and so he keeps on forgetting how.
Yeah.
Pardon me, what?
And he keeps on forgetting how, because the story sometimes changes.
Anyways, I'm glad I'm just a outside observer, keeping out of your business.
Darn Canadians
into it also.
Yeah, I agree that it's an internal U.S. matter, but I will say this: for the first time in my life, the management of the United States is so bad, so horrendously, shockingly bad, that I feel it in my wallet in Norway.
That's a good point.
All other Norwegians. That has never happened before.
Yeah,
but
it's
the whole world, the financial thing is being, the financial locomotive of the world is still America. And right now that is purposely being driven off the tracks. It may not be purposely, but then it's being done so incompetently because a first-year student in economy, in macroeconomics, will be able to spot everything that has been done the past 2 years, and has been one disaster after another in terms of economy. Like, if you couldn't do worse if you wanted to crash an economy. And that's all I'm going to say about that.
I think the solution is more race and gender swapping in movies.
That's certainly one way to take the attention away.
That'll fix it.
Yeah.
Now, Chris is the only one who's quiet, so I don't know if Chris is staying quiet on purpose or if he has anything to say about the Twitter files.
I'm working. This is why I love doing Midnight's Edge. I'm not on camera. So I can actually go through the 150 emails I get on a Monday morning. No, I look, I have a serious opinion about this. I think that social media is ripping apart the fabric of not just this country, but others as well. I think it's incredibly corrosive. I think that we're going to find out it's worse for us than smoking, and no one under the age of 18 should be on social media. I think it's awful. I also think that people at Twitter are, we don't need them to be the hall monitor for the world. What I see Elon Musk doing is teaching a master class on how to purge your organization of activists. And I think it will, in the end, be a good thing. He is ultimately competing with, and I had a conversation, I hung out with Gary Beekler for a week. So we got to have a lot of conversations about this. And he thinks that Elon Musk is trying to compete with the New York Times. Because ultimately, in a world where the New York Times is so politically biased in one direction, that is a bad thing. We don't need, ultimately, you don't need fact checkers at Twitter. And I'll give you an example. If I say I cannot wait to see Mr. Mxyzptlk's series on HBO Max this weekend, and someone points out, hey, there isn't a Mr. Mxyzptlk series on HBO Max, you're lying, and 100 other people confirm this. It's crowdsourced information confirmation, right? I am saying something that is incorrect. How many of us have been corrected on a live stream? The chat never lies, right? I mean, once you get a consensus of people pointing out failings or pointing to sources that either affirm something that you've said or contradict, that's all you need. The internet does a great job of that already. You don't need to have these hall monitors and activists at a company skewing things one way or the other. It's terrible for society, especially one that should be merit-based and based on facts. And this new law that is coming into effect in my horrible state of California, please do not vote for Gavin Newsom for president. This is, I mean, it's unbelievable that like California is losing population to states like Florida and Texas where things are more free. Shouldn't be surprising to anyone, but the new law went into effect, which will punish doctors for speaking out against the narrative that the medical industry has determined to be the correct one. And that is disgusting. Science, you should be able to have you should be able to have conversations about what someone's premise is, scientifically speaking. We should be able to talk about the cost benefit analysis of any future lockdowns or masks. Los Angeles is the only city in the United States currently considering bringing back the mask mandate. Fuck that shit. Okay.
But it was only for ugly people.
Well, they do benefit from that. Ugly people and other types of people. I'm not going to say.
Double baggers, we call them.
Well, and as I said 2 years ago when this all happened, like this is somebody who has OCD. This is like their wet dream.
Oh no,
right?
no!
Like this whole thing.
I see a lot of people with masks. I was at LA Comic Con this weekend. Maybe 5%, 10% of people wear masks. You know what? Personal choice. I'm not going to.
Personal choice.
I won't mask shame anybody. And you know what?
No.
Some of the masks are very creative. All I'm saying.
I don't like the mandate. That's my problem.
That's exactly right. I'm against any mandate that forces someone to do something against their own personal wishes. Okay.